Teddy Feinberg, Brook Stockburger, Teddy and Brook show. Oh, we're really close right now.
Yeah, we are.
We're sitting
Very
on a
intimate.
couch. Yeah, we're sitting on a couch upstairs, office of our publisher Frank Lido.
And I must say, quite the comfortable couch.
Great couch,
Yes.
great couch, and we're really close. Let's get the ball rolling here. We're going to start talking about Aggie basketball. Now, they started out conference play like a house of fire, and they lost 2 head-scratching games. There was a lot of talk about them being undefeated in conference. Then they go on the road, and they lose to Chicago State and Missouri, Kansas City.
Yeah, that hurt. They have some injury issues. You want to be split on the road.
It really hurt.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're still record-wise. You know, they're pretty much winning just about all their games at home. They're splitting on the road. It's sort of kind of what you want to do in college basketball.
Right.
But the WAC is kind of the Aggies' playground this year.
Not
it should be. It
yeah.
should be. So they need to pick up a couple more of those wins. They're 6-6 away from the Pan Am Center, 8-1 at home. So
I can understand losing one of the games. I can understand going to Chicago State and losing. Losing both to me is it's beyond my comprehension. I don't understand how they lost both those games. That they should handle. Again, I could understand one fall through on the road, but 2 straight, it just. I still think the Aggies are going to win the WAC. I still think they're going to go to the NCAA tournament. It's really not. I'm surprised. It's shocking to me. It was shocking.
Yeah, maybe it's the cliche, get the slump out of the way early. You know, it's January, the season's not fresh, but you're not into the February, March, showdown type of time. So maybe it was a mental game a little bit. Maybe they're on the road, tough weather, and they just didn't have the pick-me-up.
Well, it's going to really hurt their seeding in the NCAA tournament. That's why they had to go undefeated in conference play. This is going to, put a shot.
Yeah, they'll be a 14th seed again.
But I still like them in the WAC for sure. Aggie women scored 106 points this past weekend. They dropped 80-plus against Chicago State. Then they dropped a $106 on UMKC. I was at the Thursday night Chicago game. They took 38 three-pointers. And the game before, they took 31, and they hit 4 of them. Then, on that Thursday night, they hit 38, they hit 15, and Abby Scott sets a record with 11 three-pointers made in a game. It's an Aggie record.
Yeah, they're really making the rain fall, and they're making the nets rustle.
Pretty cool.
It's a lot of fun. People should get out and see them. There's a great opportunity to see some fun basketball, and this is a team that needs that right now. Definitely needs that right now. A little excitement, a little bit of success.
When they're making shots, they're a lot of fun to watch. When those three-pointers aren't falling, it can be tough. But when they play an exciting style, they get up and down. Prep basketball, by the way, those 2 teams are on the court. Aggie men host Pan American this Saturday. Aggie women are at Pan American on Saturday. Let's switch gears to prep basketball. Obviously, it's a very competitive district. You alluded to it at the top of the show. Gadsden and Alamogordo win their district openers on Tuesday night in boys basketball. They're in first place in district, and they both have double-digit victories.
They sure do. 15 and 14 wins, respectively. So the teams outside of Las Cruces are sort of setting the pace right now. Oñate is obviously really struggling, and the season's just not going well for them. And Cruces has a losing record right now. So you will see if but district's a whole new season, so there's a chance for some of them to get turned around. Mayfield's above 500, so
I'm going to make the argument that it's a good thing when Alamogordo and Gadsden are very solid and competitive because it brings the district up a level. And the reality is, it would be nice if it was like that in football too. Gadsden's been better. If Alamogordo played a factor, it creates some really good rivalries outside the city too. So I don't have an issue with it at all. I'm glad to see it, and I think there's 4 teams that can win it. Alamo, Gadsden, Cruces, Mayfield. It's wide open. Oñate, I don't quite put them in that category yet. They lost 39-25 against Gadsden. Can you imagine being at that game? Good word.
It was a defensive struggle.
Prep football. Brent Jake was hired at Oñate. Thoughts, opinions? Now, Brook's son is a center on the team, though.
Yeah,
he mentioned that every single time.
I know. Yeah, just by the way, he's probably going to play some guard, too. He'll be a junior next year. He seems excited by it, and judging from what he said, the team seems excited by it. They like Coach Hall there, too, but since there was going to be a change, they like that, Coach brings in a lot of experience. He's had a lot of time with Las Cruces. He's been a long-time defensive coach under Jimmy Miller over at Las Cruces High, and he's seen a lot of state titles in his time. Very
experienced. He also brings in former Oñate coach Kelly McKee. I believe the coach the offense, probably as a coordinator or lead assistant. A lot of experience on that staff. They will be a much more respectable team. I don't know if they're going to be a great team, but I think that they can definitely push the 500 mark this year. Kind of a weird situation. I didn't think Jake Boys would go there to start. And then I did not think Kelly McKee would go back to Oñate. So there's a weird dynamic there, but they're 2 very experienced coaches, and I think The program will be improved with them both there. Brook, diehard football fan, do you have any early Super Bowl thoughts, opinions, analysis? Go for it.
I don't, no. No, I'm kidding. I think, obviously I like Peyton Manning a lot. I think he just seems to have the momentum. This feels like his year, but that Seattle defense is just so tough. I really don't know. It's going to be the defense versus the offense, the great Seattle defense versus the great Broncos offense. Right now, even though we have a couple good friends who are great Bronco fans, my gut feeling is sort of telling me Seattle might pull this one out in a close game.
There's something about the Super Bowl that's completely different, and it's incredibly obvious. It's the weather. I feel like if the weather is bad and field conditions, if the field conditions are bad, Seattle wins. I feel like if field conditions are fine, Denver wins, and I'm not going to overlook the Bronco defense. I think they've gotten a lot better. Broncos have been playing really good in the playoffs, offensive-wise, so I like Denver in normal conditions, but Seattle with tough terrain, and Marshawn Lynch is a great player. That's my early prediction, but we're going to have more next week, because the Super Bowl is not this weekend, it's next weekend.
This is part one.
So bring your opinions next week.
For sure. But it's two number one seeds. How often do you see that in the Super Bowl?
Not often.
No.
Folks, thanks for checking us out as always. At Teddy Feinberg on Twitter, at B Stockberger on Twitter, our Sun News Sports Facebook account, lcsun-news.com all day, every day for the latest and greatest. And yeah, have a great one. We'll see you.
We can do this couch again.
This is great.
Yeah.
Bye.